Ever wondered how to make the most delicious breakfast bread at home? Today, we're going to unravel the mystery of a butter bread recipe that's as easy as pie and practical to boot. Perfect for a cozy breakfast or a laid-back tea time, this recipe is all about flexibility. You can whip up the dough the evening before and bake it fresh in the morning or even freeze it for a rainy day. So, are you ready to uncover this delightfully simple recipe? Let's dive into the ingredients needed for this culinary adventure. The ingredients for this recipe are few and simple. We begin with 2 glasses of warm water, 10 grams of granulated sugar, and 3 grams of dried yeast. Moving on to the dry ingredients, we need 5½ cups of flour and 8 grams of salt. To roll out the dough, have at the ready 100 grams of melted butter, a small glass of vegetable oil, and 50 grams of corn flour. I used a 200 milliliter cup and a 90 milliliter teacup for measurements. With all these ingredients ready, we can now get started on the preparation. The first step in our recipe is preparing the dough. It's a simple process that starts with a gentle mix of warm water, a sprinkle of granulated sugar, and a dash of dried yeast. Now, this is where the magic begins. As they mingle, the yeast awakens, beginning to feast on the sugar. This is what will give our bread its beautiful rise. Once this mixture becomes frothy, it's time to gradually add in the flour and a pinch of salt. But remember, baking is an art of balance. Too much flour and your bread might end up dense, too little, and it could be too sticky to handle. Now comes the most therapeutic part of baking: kneading. This isn't just about shaping the dough, it's about developing the gluten, which gives our bread its structure. Knead until the dough is smooth and elastic. Once the dough is well kneaded and has rested, we can move on to the next step. Now that we have our dough ready, it's time to roll it out. The secret to our bread's delectable layers lies in the rolling process. First, we'll take a bit of our dough, roughly the size of a small apple, flatten it gently in your hands, then take your rolling pin and begin to roll it out. We're aiming for a thin, circular shape, almost like a pancake. Next come our flavor-boosting agents: melted butter, vegetable oil, and corn flour. Brush the dough with a generous layer of melted butter, followed by a drizzle of vegetable oil. This not only adds a rich taste, but also helps create those distinct layers we're after. Now sprinkle some corn flour over the top. The corn flour works as a separating agent between the layers, ensuring they don't stick together while baking. Once you've got that done, we'll start creating the layers. Roll the dough into a spiral, tucking the end underneath. Repeat the process with the rest of the dough. After rolling and layering, our dough is ready for the oven. The final step is baking our rolled-out dough to perfection. Preheat your oven to a toasty 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll let our lovingly crafted dough bake in there for about 25 to 30 minutes. Keep a watchful eye on it. You're looking for a beautiful golden brown hue that signifies our bread is not just cooked, but cooked to perfection. The texture should be soft and fluffy inside with a slightly crunchy exterior. Once it's done, take it out of the oven and let it cool a bit, but not too much. This bread is best served warm, the buttery aroma wafting through your kitchen, an irresistible invitation to indulge. Pair it with your morning coffee for a breakfast like no other, or serve it at tea time for a snack that's sure to impress. And there you have it, the most delicious breakfast bread made at home. Bon appétit!